Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
Welcome to this week's meeting of Essex Business Forum. I'm Aidan Squire, I'm your meeting chairman. My job is to get you through the agenda, ably assisted by the leadership team, who I ask to be upstanding. Please.
Morning, I'm Paul Corrigan, I'm your social secretary.
Good morning, I'm Scott, your meeting secretary and live chat mode.
Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Terry, dealing with membership and recruitment.
Thank you all. Please be seated. Right. Let us progress the meeting. Progress means we start off with the performance. Scott.
Yes, good morning, welcome to December, which means November is wrapped up in performance league stats. Closed meeting today with no guests, so you all know how it works. I don't need to go into the detail. Let me just tell you positions at the top for who has won the league. 3 members topped 200 points in their tally. We're at 88 being the benchmark, which I think was about 90% of us, if I remember, which is good. But with 202 points, going from quite a bit in the middle of the league, right up into the last week, and then smashing it almost into bronze medal position with Paul Corrigan. 224 points for Mr. Mike Skinner. Congratulations for second place. Gold medal, 229. Rather embarrassing. Look at me, folks, I'm sorry.
I don't think anyone would say it's cheating, so we're all the education presentation. I assume there's somebody here ready to give.
I'm doing it. I could have got away with that. Piss poor performance league in my terms. Right. Morning, everybody. Education starts today. Right. Today I want to talk about maps. Daughter of a geography teacher, so it was only a matter of time before I brought this up. I don't actually mean proper maps. Obviously, I'm talking about mapping your network in a way that most people don't always bother to think about. So this isn't just contacts or your LinkedIn connections. This is actual usefulness. So if you map your network properly, you stop shouting into the void and you start acting intentionally to get work in the places that matter. So the first step is to draw a simple map. Grab a piece of paper, maybe online, do it, or even just dictate this into an AI program and it will populate it for you. But put your name in the middle and draw lines like a spider diagram to the people or the groups that you're connected to. Don't overthink it, just do it. All your friends, clients, ex-colleagues, the people at the school gates, your networking groups, gyms, neighbours, everyone, they all count. Include as many people as you can think of. And then categorise them as strong ties or weak ties. So your strong ties are, most of us rely on our strong ties. They're the people who know us really well. They like us, I think, they're supportive, they know a lot about us, but they're not actually the ones who send us all the work. The weak ties, despite the name, are the magic ones. These are people that know us lightly or through someone else, and they sit in other social circles. So this means they bring in fresh information and fresh opportunities, and they have access to networks that you're not in. It sounds obvious, but we don't always do this. So as an example, your best friend knows the same 5 people that you always talk about, but the person that you met once at an event might know 50 people that you've never met, and that's where the opportunities sit. The third category, so also categorise them as this, dormant ties. These are past connections that you haven't spoken to in a while. Ex-colleagues, old clients, people that you clicked or connected with but never followed up on or lost contact with. These are the people that you can warm up again. You don't need a big dramatic message. In this day and age, it's easy to just reach out on social media. You don't have to ring them or even go round to their house, which is a little bit tricky. So you could try something like, I saw something the other day and I thought of you. Or I came across Y article and it reminded me of the work you do. A gentle nudge is enough to reactivate a useful connection. The fourth category are your boundary spanners. And when someone said this, I was like, spanners like the tool? No. Spanners like a bridge, a span. These are the people who sit between two networks. They are your heroes. They link worlds together. So they might be the person who knows the creative crowd and the corporate crowd, or someone who jumps between property and finance, or someone who's part of 3 different communities. So if you can, identify your band of spanners and nurture them. They're the ones who can open whole new circles for you. So your action is simple. Invest the time to map your network, mark your strong ties, your weak ties, your dormant ties, and your boundary spans. You'll instantly see where your next opportunity is likely to come from, because it's often the place you least expect it.
Yes, thank you, Sarah. Thank you, Sarah. You spell spanners the same, whichever way you refer to it. So I can look around here and you'll see a load of spanners.
Who's a spanner?
Okay. Our membership spanner is Terry.
See this link? I have to work with that. Yeah, thanks, Aidan. So just update you on some membership matters going on. 2 members not renewed. Melissa wasn't renewed by the committee. We had a committee meeting. Dave Moore has decided not to renew because he was just too busy, which is a shame, but there you are. So there's some categories there that you need to start looking out for. Reach out to the things that Sarah's just told you about. We have 6 renewals coming up, so the committee's going to work on them over the next few weeks. They're not imminent, but they're in January, so we're being organised. And also, always gives me pleasure to say that someone's been applied for and been granted the mark of excellence, and that someone is Catherine. So well done, Catherine. I thought there was a certificate, but I think I've imagined it because no one else knows anything about the certificate, so I probably put my fault.
That's how exclusive it is.
Yeah.
The first lady more ladies to apply.
Well, I was just going to say, what I would say is that those of you who are eligible, if you've been a member for a year or more, you're eligible to apply. Go on the website, apply. You never know, you might be got.
Thanks, Terry. Can I pick up on what he said to this extent? Melissa has now left us, and that's the insolvency practitioner. And James has left us, and that's the insurance broker. Both are key slots in the group. They're both very valuable slots, particularly the insurance broker. Can I ask you all this week, if you think of nothing else, think of insolvency practitioners, think of insurance brokers, and if you can put a name to it, approach them. See if you can get them to come along. If you can't get them to come along before Christmas, get them to come along after Christmas. But look out especially for those, because they're good slots, they're good seats, and we want to get someone as soon as possible. Right, that's my little bit on that. What I will start now, as we approach the second round, is I'll pass around the business card box and also Blake's box for bits and pieces. Right. 60-second round, your chance to highlight your business in 60 seconds. Our bellman this week is Paul, and yeah, you all know what happens with the bell, so that will happen. The Oscar is a tribute to him that when he walked in this morning, nobody really batted an eyelid. He has the Oscar. He'll be thinking carefully about who's going to win it this week. So let's get on with it. We'll get Blake to go first, and he's followed by Sam.
Morning everyone, bringing a bit of Christmas cheer today. This week I've been working with Scott still, with a client implementing AI, but with a software integration side, looking at marketing and new business. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks that comes to fruition and something we can demonstrate. But yeah, anyone that wants to implement AI, learn how to create your prompts for AI to get what you want out of it, let me know, especially for what Sarah said in her Ed Slot, I can help you create that AI prompt to help push you forward. So if anyone wants any help, let me know. Thank you.
Right, Sally, you're next, and you're followed by Mike.
I'm Tess from Atlanta Home Fragrances. This week I thought I'd just mention about stockists, because I do take stockists on a wholesale basis. We have a minimum order. It's not that big, so they can have a try of the products before they want to buy anything. And a stockist can be anything from a high-end aesthetics clinic or a beauty salon, but a really good one, not just someone who works from home doing their nails or something like that, all the way through to a traditional gift shop, or also interior design showrooms, all that kind of thing. So I will consider that. I am on the lookout. I'd really actually like to expand my network over the other side of the M25, because that's where I'm a bit like round that area. If anybody knows anyone who might be interested, that is what I would like to expand for next year. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Sally. I was doing my nails last night. All right, well, thank you for that. Mike, you're next. You're followed by Paul Corrigan.
Morning everyone. Mike from Black Media. So I spend loads of time telling you how important great visuals are for businesses, but I want to give a few examples of what I mean by that with a few case studies. Over the past few years, Dollar Shave Club have become really familiar for their CD adverts they do online for their shaving products. Their launch video cost £5,000, which is peanuts for a US national campaign. Within 48 hours of release, they received 12,000 new subscribers, and they were later acquired by Unilever for about $1 billion. A fair bit later, but it's not the start of their campaign. More locally to us, the Whiskey Cafe restaurant in St Ives made a big push of basic but high quality video clips with their food and drinks. Their launcher received 6,000 views on Instagram and gained 1,000 followers in 2 weeks. And finally, Deliveroo started by recording basic videos of how their service actually works, and then they emailed those out to restaurants all over the capital to then grow into the monster that we've got now. So video in its simplest, most honest form, it just can be hugely powerful if you have a little creativity and originality to it. So I'll have to sit down with any of you and see what it is we can come up with. It's Mike at Black Media. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mike. Paul, you're next, and you're followed by Stuart.
Morning all, Paul Corrigan from Software Funding Heating. I've said 95% of my phone calls and inquiries coming in are help, my boiler's not working, I've got no heating, I've got no hot water. And and when you say, okay, let's see what I can do with the diaries, and you go out tomorrow, oh, what, can't do today? No, we can't do today. So I must admit, it's killing me at the moment. And 95% of the work is boiler breakdowns, and there's only a couple of people that's on the set that can do it, so me one of them. So do the rest. But next year, come March, April, I'll be begging it to be back to work. Never happy. But I did go to a legend's house yesterday, Aidan. Good to see you, mate. Yeah. Although I put a negative mark on your customer score, she did make me a take.
Appalling behaviour.
He left, and I thought, I didn't make him a tea.
No, you told me you weren't going to make him a tea because you're speeding up.
Anyway, your promptness for a couple of occasions was great. Really fast, efficient service.
So far.
Highly recommend. Right, there's somebody else to go next, and it's Stuart. Yeah, and you're followed by John.
Good morning, I'm Stuart from Melody Networks. Before I go around to Aidan's house, he always makes me a cup of tea. I want to speak about Microsoft licensing. If you've got Microsoft standard, business standard license, you can get that for £9 actually. Or you can come to me and buy it. I'm going to charge you 25 quid for it. What a bargain. Microsoft offers. The reason we do that is because we refuse, and we will not sell Microsoft licensing on its own. We have to package it together. Okay, Microsoft, a Microsoft license with an email security license, with an endpoint, a device security license, with full backup service, and with our remote support as well, That's what we charge £25 for. We bundle it together for your sake and for ours. We will not sell Microsoft stuff without the security that needs to go with it. Security is very, very important in IT, and that's something we take very seriously. It's for your sake and it's for ours. If you know someone who wants some Microsoft licensing with the security built in, please put in touch with me, Stuart, and we'll get that. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Stuart. John, you're next. Word by minutes.
Good morning, everybody. As you should know by now, we deal with all electronic security systems. And no one's ever made me a cup of tea when I go out to their house. Because I don't do tea. Scott made me a cup of coffee. So. If you need your CCTV service, or your automatic gates, or your door, or your fire alarm, just drop us a call. We can do it for you. And we can give you an honest opinion of anything that's wrong with it. And unlike a lot of other companies that just turn up and do it incorrectly, especially with emergency lights and fire alarms, we do it right. Don't get a one-man band to come through who actually goes and tests the fire alarm system without actually having something at the panel, because all the detectors could be in the wrong places. And the number of times that we found that, and the number of times that the fire brigade have complained that they've turned up to a site and it said it's in the hallway and actually it's in the roof space, is unreal. Get it done right, get it done worse. That's John Hammond from JMS Technology for providing a quality service.
Thank you, John. Matt, you're next.
Good morning, everyone. Matt Barry from Crusoe. We sent out a bit of a survey about a week ago to a whole host of clients, and it includes a number of people here, which some have responded. Thank you for those who have. And it's just overwhelming how brilliant we are. That's just all I need to say. We are absolutely fantastic. But it's a really nice, timely reminder, actually. It's obviously not just me, it's the team. It's key people within the team, my Michelle's, Nicola's, all of the, and the designers. There's a number of people that says we need more Michelle's or Miches that have fed back to something. So I'm very, very appreciative of the team. And it was really nice. We had a team meeting to kind of relay that to everyone and give them the feedback. But a nice timely reminder of actually we really do know what we're on about. So if you want to see how we're in action, then please do get in touch. And at the same time, we'll give you some biscuits, because that's what we do.
Jump around to mine first. You can have a cup of tea and then go to him.
You go to him first, so we can dunk your biscuit.
Catherine, you're next. Followed by Clara.
Morning everyone, Catherine Foley, English Tutor Plus. Did you know that the number of homeschool children has risen by 60% between 2018 and 2023? So this is, at the moment, more of a trend in primary, but it is developing in secondary as well. So research indicates that the reason for this is that basically dissatisfaction with secondary schools. And class sizes are huge, there's teacher shortages, so quite often your children are being taught by people who aren't subject specialists, not to mention the fact that behaviour in schools seems to be plummeting. These are some of the reasons I left anyway. So there are benefits to homeschooling. A lot of children who are homeschooled outperform those who actually go to mainstream schooling, but that does depend on who's actually teaching them. So when I started working for this agency this year, I just see one student 6 hours a week during the day, and she can't access school for her mental health. But they asked me to teach English, maths and science to this student, which I refused to do because I don't know those subjects. So if you want someone with a bit of integrity who can help a homeschooled child with GCSE English language and English literature, please see me, and I won't pretend I can teach something I can't.
Thanks very much, sir. Thank you very much. Clara, you're next, and you're followed by Toby.
Good morning, Clara Downton, Mountain Mortgages and Financial Services. It's been quite a busy week the last week. A lot of people seem to have decided it is time to take action since the budget. I don't think that many people hadn't beforehand, but certainly a lot of people hadn't, because I've seen quite a few people recently. But I think, the real message is, some people are sort of feeling we're in the run up to Christmas. And actually, we won't bother until January, but actually there is quite a lot going on, and apparently more properties go on the market on Boxing Day than almost any other day of the year kind of thing. So if you know anyone who's sort of thinking that they might want to do something, put them in touch, I can run some numbers for them, and then if they do want to see something on Boxing Day, they can have a good look on. So yeah, Clara Downton Mortgages and Financial Services is here to help anyone who wants to know what they can do.
Thanks, Clara. Toby, you're followed by Sarah.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to December. It's at this time of year that I sit down with all of my clients and get them to review their year and to look at the year ahead. And it's a process that we go through using this document. I've actually got one this morning. And we look at what do they want to achieve in the year, did they actually achieve it, what did they not achieve, and why. We look at things like looking at the numbers. Did their turnover increase? Did the number of clients increase? Did they hit their targets? All these sorts of things. Did their personal income increase? We then ask a couple of questions. If I could run the year again, what would I do differently? So taking the learnings forward, and what specifically will I do in 2026 in order to get a different result? And then some very important questions, such as, did my work-life balance improve? And one that I absolutely love is, am I pleased with how I performed in 2025? So if you know anybody that would like to go through those sorts of exercises with me, review the year, can be quite cathartic, and take the learnings forward, and please do put them in touch with me.
Thanks, Toby. Sarah, you're next. You're followed by Leah.
Good morning again, everybody. Sarah Smith, Orbital Assistant Services. So my tagline is that I help small business owners free up time to do what really matters. And at this time of year, it's a lot of our minds, what does actually matter to us? Because it's Christmas and our families and our loved ones matter a lot. So at this time, I like to kind of bring up the holiday cover and actually, how are you going to run your business over Christmas? I don't really like my family, so I keep working. It's nice to have an excuse. But, anybody that I encourage anybody to think, how are you really going to shut down over Christmas and take the time to do what really matters? Do you know anybody that's struggling to take time off? Again, at this time of year, we're asking each other, what are you doing for Christmas? Who are you seeing? Where are you going? How are you actually going to keep your business going? And that's where I can help, covering phones or inboxes or just dealing with that kind of end of year admin that's built up over the year. So if anybody you know or you need any help, let me know. Sarah Smith, Orbital Assistant Services.
Thank you, Sarah. Leah, you're followed by you.
Good morning, everybody. I had a one-to-one with Paul this week, and he made me a lovely cup of coffee, and I took mince pies. So it's a great one-to-one. Anyway, during that conversation, he commented on how working with me on quite a project this year really helped speed along the process. Having someone there to ask questions, really asked the client, I hadn't thought about that. I'd already thought about it. So I just wanted to explain what I can do. I take the overwhelming decision fatigue away from clients. So rather than giving the trades a smoother, faster, more predictable process in getting the work done, I can provide specification, drawings and selections so they know what's happening and they can get on with it and not have to worry, and I'll be on hand to answer questions. It stops the back and forth with clients and having to wait for them to find something, and it prevents having to do work again and time-wise. And remember, it's never too late to start planning for a design or a transformation. That's the end of the book as a year.
Thanks for the answer. Paul, you're next, and you're followed by Scott.
Good morning, everyone. Paul DeLue, Essex Service, help celebrate and commemorate life's important milestones. Every time I stand up to do my 60 seconds, I have a slight hesitation that there's people sitting there groaning internally, thinking, oh God, here we go, more doom and gloom. However, let me tell you that my job as a funeral celebrant is the most uplifting, fulfilling and positive job I've ever done in 30 odd years. I have the honour of creating and producing celebrations of life for people's loved ones, and it's an important part of the grieving process. It's a huge responsibility, but it's also a real honour. I help people at difficult moments in life and just make things a little bit nicer so that actually their last memory of something they're doing with the person they've lost is a positive, sort of fulfilling event that is truly memorable. So basically, if you know anybody that's suffering with grief over the Christmas period and needs some help in actually creating a celebration of life, please put them my way, because I'll be delighted to help.
Give them a bell. Thank you. Thanks, Paul. Scott, you're followed by Terry.
Good morning, everyone. It's Scott from SEO. If you tuned in this morning and listened to the brand new podcast, at least the referral effect, it's me and Paul. But on there, Paul asked me about my likes and dislikes and the challenges about different websites. things I don't like. So I don't like latest news, last updated 2023. I don't like photo galleries that's just 50 pictures on a page and none of them explaining what's going on. So the bits to look out for, please. When you come across websites where the latest news isn't latest at all, it's ancient and it's irrelevant, or crap photo galleries instead of case studies or portfolio where they tell a story about the thing that they're doing rather than just put up 30 pictures that not only can us humans but understand but Google can't understand. So keep your eyes and ears open, please. Out-of-date news, crap galleries and portfolios. We can sort that out, please.
Thanks, Scott. Terry, you're followed by Howard.
Thanks, Dave. Good morning, everybody. Terry Megan from CM Law. As you know, I'm a great advocate of mediation. I've told you all about it before. I won't bore you with it again. And normally when I have a case, either before or during it, I'm sort of trying to steer the client down that way if we can. Tomorrow I've got a court hearing where a judge is going to decide, or a judge is going to hear whether there should be judicial mediation, much the same as normal mediation. And I'm against it. I'm going to say no. And Aidan and I have been chatting this week about the reasons why. Not just because I want to be unreasonable or bullshit, but the main reason is the claim against us. We're an employer buying employees £250,000. £125,000 of that is for psychiatric damage. The bloke worked for us for 3 months. We sacked him because he wasn't very good at his job. It's ruined his life apparently. He's never going to work again, blah, blah, blah. His father's running the case. I suspect that the employee doesn't even know about the claims that are being made. So I'm going to be very, very strong with the judge tomorrow and say, no, we're not going to be bullied into a mediation because we ain't paying anything. Terry Megan, CM Law, thank you.
Go get it, Terry.
Go around there, sort him out.
On it.
Thanks, Terry. That's paying no attention. Who's next? Yeah, Howard. You're followed by me.
Oil. Howard Will, financial advice. We're independent financial advisors in Ramsey, Billericay. We pride ourselves in the office on having great technical knowledge and in particular to work out an effective solution for a complicated situation for a while. But clients who came in on Tuesday, it wasn't particularly complicated. As far as I was concerned, it was a run-of-the-mill case that I was dealing with. But the clients were immensely grateful. And they're really grateful not just for the work I did in tidying everything up for them, but they now have someone to talk to about these matters, about their retirement, about any money concerns, about what they can do for their kids and when. And it was something I just completely overlooked, but it's highly important from a client's point of view. And I think maybe it's something we all forget. It's not just the physical work that we do for that client, it's the effect it has on them. So the only one who just wants to talk through their stuff when it comes to money matters, then you represent them. Thank you.
Very much, Howard. As promised, I'm next. Aidan Squire from TM Law. Last week I mentioned wills and lasting powers of attorney. I'm still looking for those, but this week I'm specifically looking for business sales, whether that's a share sale of a company or an asset sale. That's the cream of our work. It's where we earn the best fees. Partly because it's multifaceted. You've got the huge contract that deals with the warranties and everything else, but there's probably deals with property, it'll definitely deal with employees. So it's multifaceted, a lot of work, good fees from our point of view. Any such referrals, it helps if I can speak to the person beforehand. So if you're referring somebody, they can come and speak to me. There's no money involved. If they don't want to go ahead with me, then they don't have to, there won't be any charge, so if I can just talk them through the process, it helps them in their negotiations. And if they pop round, they can have tea.
It's people.
Oh, that's just
Yeah, it's the trains. It doesn't like the trains. Class thing to say.
I'm so glad you brought that up. Dave, you're next, and you're followed by Paul.
This week I just want to highlight some of the smaller jobs we do. This week we changed the dim switch for someone, just a really simple thing for us, but obviously they can't do it themselves. We changed the smoke alarms that were out of date deep in the customer's house. On that particular one, it was a bit bigger than we thought, so we had to build a scaffold on the stairs to get to one we couldn't reach. We swapped out some new lights. It's in bowl change for someone. It's the elderly gentleman who couldn't actually go up a ladder to change the bowl, so they just changed the bowl for him. And we fitted a new heater and also a new floodlight as well. We've actually done that twice because the lady told us that it was a solar light and it wasn't, so we had to go back and come out and get another one and redo it. So, but anyway, they're the type of small jobs we do. If anybody's got any small jobs they want done, then just shout, you can come around and do it for you. Thank you.
Thanks, Dave. Last but by no means least, Paul Booth.
Morning. I think we've had some big changes in the last year and coming up for the next 6 months in accountancy and taxation world. You've got the Companies House identification rules, lots of rules around that, really complicated. You've got MTD starting from next April, quarterly returns for a lot of businesses, and that's ramping up over the next number of years. You've got someone with sole trader and got rental income, that's an extra 8 to 10 returns each year on top of their normal returns. So a lot of accountants are going to stop trading, or they can't do it. We're getting about 10 inquiries a week now, instead of maybe 2 previously. So that's what I'm looking for. People who need assistance and their accountants can't cope. That's probably the close in most times.
Thank you very much, Paul. That is the end of the 60-second round. So, without more ado, I'll hand you over to the man in black, red, white, and something else.
Ginger.
Go.
Today was a difficult one. There's a lot of people who are quite clearly enjoying it. Like Matt, who loves self-promotion. I'm very good at what I do. I like to hear it. Paul, you enjoy your job every week, so you're not really there. Catherine, I agree with you about homeschooling. I think I'd have done a lot better at home if I was walking home, because school does discipline care. But I'm going to go a little left field today and go for Stuart, who worried himself as not being the cheapest, but supplying a service that people need without them knowing they need it. Because people buy licenses for Microsoft, like Stuart said, or other things without the protection, and then come and moan to Stuart when he's not in place. So I think saying that you're more expensive but we're giving better service.
Thank you very much, Blake. You're not just a Father Christmas supply. Well done, Stuart. Excellent. Right, we move on. Moving on always means the meeting secretary's report. So I will pass this over to Scott.
So I think 5, 17 of these new business opportunities this week, which is lovely. I'll make them into a pretty little fanfare shortly. And £15,000 worth of business recorded since last week too. So well done for that. If you do think there's anything missing from the stats, if you think you've done a piece of business and you don't see it reflected on that performance, please do come talk to me. We can always correct and change the surplus 10 backdate things. Yeah, do check it. If you don't see it, it's most likely because it's a green bit passed around, but they don't always get plugged into the bit that we do maths on. So that's that. And last thing, obviously, each month we plant trees to resemble the activity that we do in the group and member renewals and so on. We didn't have any new members or renewing members last month, so the count of trees that we planted was slightly less than normal. We planted 10 fresh new trees, which I think is now about 360 trees planted across the world, and now the forest is growing nicely. All the icons have updated, so we've got a few little seedling ones, but we've got some icons to represent 6-7 months worth of tree growth now, but it must be about that big, I reckon.
How many of you shop down for Christmas?
Thank you, Stuart.
Yeah.
Right. Is there going to be a synergy team meeting for the finance and professionals this month, Paul?
I've been thinking about it. No, probably no. Our last one of the year is normally a drink and food, but it's got a bit hectic. I do, but it's got a bit hectic, and so I think probably I might be deferred to next month. So, yeah.
Paul's doing business, Christmas is off.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for that, Paul. Okay, right. Ben isn't here, so in his stead, I won't run through up-and-coming presenters. He sent the email round. Keep your eyes open for that. Make sure you're aware of what's going on. Today, I have a bio shoot. Mercury Electrical.
Morning, everybody. Apologies if you've seen some of this before. I was recycled a bit and added a few minutes in there. I'll just start with a brief history of Mercury Electrical. So it started by myself and collaborator Gary in 2006. So it's coming up for about 20 years we've been going now. Before we started Mercury, we worked for about 10 years on mainly commercial projects in London, where we gained some really sort of valuable experience. So some of the stuff we actually worked on. What's going on there, Toby?
The other one.
Yeah, so one of the big jobs that we worked on before we started Mercury was Virgin Atlantic. We've done a long stint at Paddington Station as well, and at Lakeside Retail Park we changed all the lampposts in the car park there. So the fair sized projects. It got a lot of experience. Well, while I was working with this company, Gary was running the jobs on site, and I was doing the contract managing and pricing jobs in the office. So that's how we sort of got together. Gary doing that side and me doing the office side. So in 2006, we decided to start on our own. We got our NIC, EIC trade accreditation, and we started out doing normal type domestic work, rewires, installations for new houses, new lights, all that sort of stuff. And over the years, we've grown our team to about 5 or 6 people, varies a bit from month to month. And so we've got roughly about 3 electricians and an apprentice. We've been going, so we've got loads of long-standing customers who some have been with us about 15 years or more, and obviously we get like loads of one-off customers as well. But I really wanted to highlight some of the stuff we've been talking about over the recent years. So we've there you go. So battery storage systems. So we're approved installs for Give Energy and Duracell. I don't need the AA batteries you put in your remote control. This is solar storage. So this can be. These are the batteries down here. That's linked to the inverter there, which is linked back to the fuse board. So with these systems, you can charge up the batteries overnight on a really cheap off-peak tariff. Currently, Ben's offering some at about 5.5p a kilowatt. So the average house uses roughly about 8 to 10 kilowatts a day. Charge up your batteries overnight, use that energy during the day, and you can run your house with roughly 55-60p a day. If you have solar panels, obviously the solar panels can charge batteries as well, and you're going to be paying even less than that. This one here is linked to the customer's solar panels. This one will also run the house if there's a power cut. So it's got a device at the top there, it will just change over and you can run your house basically when there's a power cut. So they're really good systems, and obviously if you want to find out more about them, give me a shout and I'll come and have a look at them. We also do fuse boards. So the latest fuse boards are all metal based. This little device here is a surge protector. So if there's a spike in the mains, it will protect your computers and sensitive electronics. There's a little green light, little green window on there. When that turns red, it means that it's actually it's done its job and it needs to be replaced. They also come, nowadays we're installing them with these units here, instead of fuses and sort of just standard circuit breakers, these have got an RCD in them. So if it trips, it'll only trip one circuit and not the whole board or half the board. So we often get calls where people are saying sort of, well, I've got half my lights working and half the sockets working. It's because the boards are split in half, but with these, only the circuit's got a problem will actually trip. So if you see an old fuse board like this with the fuse wire in it, it's probably about 50 years old, so you can imagine it's not really going to be up to the modern standards. It really needs to be challenged. This one here, it's one we done just a few weeks ago for someone. That's the new fuse board there. It was actually located under the stairs. It was probably about that far off the ground. Do you imagine trying to scrub around in the dark under the stairs, landing on your belly, trying to shut your fuse? So we actually moved it all into the garage, so it's a decent height now, where they can actually sort of go in there. It's similar to the one we just showed you there. So testing is also a big thing of what we do, and I spoke about it a lot. We're NIC, ERC approved, so you're going to get a full certificate for it, for your testing. So this is the type of thing you get. Obviously, about 7 pages. This is a domestic one, and on that thing there is the schedule of all the test results. Tells you, gives you an idea of the condition of the cables. Obviously, probably for the layman, you wouldn't actually understand it, but we can explain it to you what's going on. So that's that step in. So the testing we do can be for commercial clients. We do home buyers reports, so if someone's trying to get an idea of what their electrics are like before they move in, it's a good idea to have a home buyers one done. And so this is what the most sort of testers we use. When we're testing some of the things, we're putting up to 500 volts through the system. It's to make sure the cables are in good condition. And these are some of the things we find. So this one here, this is a metal. This is in a factory, metal case, cables coming through, rubbing on the edge of the metal there. So over a period of time, there's potential for that to actually sort of cut through the insulation, and also it'll just go bang. Again, similar thing, all holes in the bottom of the fuse board there. If someone comes along and put their fingers inside it and get a sort of shock. But these are all the sorts of things we pick up and obviously try to put right. And this is us. Obviously, we were testing on one of the circuits there with that measure I just showed you, just to make sure all the cabling is as it should be. So, car chargers. There are still grants out there for workplace chargers, about £350. We install all the major brands. So this one here is made by Sync EV. So it has neat little units that's on the side of your house or in your workplace. We also do Rolex, Podpoint, and recently we've done some Tesla ones as well. We can get any brand you want if you want a particular brand. Some can work really well. If you've got solar panels, they talk to the system and they'll charge up your car if it's plugged in with the energy from the solar. This is just a Podpoint line installed for a customer recently as well. So the type of work we do domestic commercial work, do new installations, rewires, we do kitchens and bathrooms, do consumer units, car chargers, testing, battery storage, and also carry out some emergency call-outs when we're asked to. So why use us? So we work with our customers to give them the best possible outcomes for their requirements. We care about their property as well, so we're nice and tidy, always clear them after ourselves. And we're registered with the NIC, like I said, so you can be confident that you're going to get a job that complies to the latest safety regulations. The ideal referrals. Farmers are great for us because they're always developing like their old barns, selling them into industrial units and stuff like that. Hopefully we've picked up another one in the past week, just waiting for him to get going on that one. Kitchen and bathroom companies, managers of factories and offices, builders, friends and family, anybody who just needs services to a professional electrician. So, any questions? John?
From a commercial property, if you've got a rewire with a few, At what point should they have to change that?
With a lot of fuse boxes are not actually illegal. You can actually still get away with it. But with the RCD protection, if they haven't got RCD protection, they have to do a risk assessment that, to cover themselves. So the answer is they should be changing it as soon as possible. But if they don't want to, they can risk assessment. So they can get away with it. Yeah. It's a little grey area. There's still actually legal. It's what stop.
Not so much a question, just a testimonial for the work that we are literally working on today. Next week, Dave's going to install the battery solution over at my home. I'm going to end up paying 20% of what I'm paying at the moment for electrics. Thank you for all the time and effort of testing and running all the calcs and helping me with the maths to justify that kind of initial expense. But actually, I think it's going to save us a fortune.
Yeah, I think it would be.
Very much looking forward to getting that done.
Yeah, we'll get that delivered next week. But still none for you. Sure.
A week or so ago, middle of the night, our whole street had a power cut.
Yeah.
There are big alarms going off and things like that. When we woke up in the morning, the power had been restored to the whole house, but our power socket system tripped. Everything else was fine, but our socket tripped. Would that be an indication of a problem, or maybe one of the devices that's plugged in got an issue, or?
More than likely, it's just a little bit of a surge from when the power came back on. But sometimes when we're testing stuff, we turn the fuse board off, and we turn it back on, and then all of a sudden something just tripped down. It just reset it, and it's fine. It might just be like a little tiny surge or something for it.
The EV chargers at the workplace, can you unlock them so that the general public can't just come on and charge free?
Yeah, you can. Yeah, there's certain models that you can do that stuff.
And on that same subject, are there charge boxes that are universal, or you can plug your own cable in if you've got?
Yeah, this one you can just use the cable coming with the car.
Right.
Or you can get the tethered ones where the cables are wired in directly all the time.
Okay.
But yeah, that one is just a standard domestic one. So.
A bit of a simple question, I suppose, but if I was going to work on the electronics inside the home, you turn the main fuse board off, and obviously you know the circuit stage you wire it up then.
Yeah.
If you're moving a fuse board, how do you isolate the main electric that's coming into it? You've got like blank that goes into it? So?
No, you're not supposed to, but probably 99% of electricians will just pull the main fuse.
I'll say, because at some point you've got all wire coming in from the outside system, and you're probably around the house going, right, we need that in another room now.
Technically, you're supposed to call out the local electricity company to do it. But you can imagine what that's like.
Yeah.
So basically, you just pull it and then just get your mind to reseal it, and then yeah.
Oh, well, there is another fuse before it gets to the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, in back the little bit.
Yeah, that's right. It saves a little seal.
Little bit of insulation tape.
Can you fit any EV charger? Can you do like Simpson and Partners ones?
We can do, yeah, mostly. I've not heard of that one, but yeah, we can actually fit most EV chargers if we can get hold of them. Yeah.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
So, batteries for the home.
Yeah.
Roughly, I use 60 kilowatts a day.
Right. That's a lot.
Yeah. I'm charging 2 EVs.
Okay. Yeah.
Is there a battery we've got to take?
No. There is, but you'll be paying a fortune for it. You're better off getting the off-peak tariff, charging your car overnight, and then letting the off-peak group tariff do it overnight.
Yeah.
Charging your battery at the same time.
Can I just a little cautionary note on the off-peak things? To check they're very cheap overnight, but they range a lot more expensive during the day. So just watch that. Rather than paying a flat rate 3 or 4 hours, they dip the overnight rate, so they dip the daytime rate. So just check that. Because I moved to overnight tariff and end up just in there.
Got to make sure you scope up enough.
Yeah,
so that your battery is
Yeah, that's right. So overnight, my rate's 8.5p, so like that 60 kilowatt cost me £5. But I'll say more if it's on that.
Right, Dave, thank you very much indeed. An excellent presentation. Anything else on your feed, Dave? As always, we start with Paul and work round.
Yeah, thank you, Sarah. Really good editing. Thank you. And excellent as always. Thank you. Referral for Howard. And 3, thank you, Mike.
That's great, Dave. And I've got a small job for you guys as well, and that's a referral for civil lead.
Excellent. Education skills there. That's very, very good. I was at Brentwood Rugby Club the other day, watching the first team play on Saturday, and I thought to myself, I needed an electrician. And I looked around and there was a board there. Brentwood Rugby Club sponsored by Mercury Electrical, and I thought, I'll give that phone a call. So now I've got a referral for you. The moral of the story is, if you want any business out of this, we really need to sponsor Brentwood Rugby Club. Okay, and that clearly pays off. Dave spoke to you about that. Referral for Terry, what's it on there? That you're very well aware of, and the picture that you're aware of, and one look at it as well. Thank you.
Excellent meeting. Thanks for 10 minutes, and thanks, David. Hampton. I think I may well be. I'll discuss it in the new year. Let me just get an expensive Christmas over here, please. Right, Mike, I've got a referral to you. I'll catch up with you afterwards. We were doing a bit of a strategy meeting, and there's a really great idea came up, which I think might be what's up your Strasser. And I have a referral with Paul for Michelle's boiler.
Actually, it's got Sarah, brilliant things, and great team. It's Dave. I've used Dave a few times. He's been superb. It comes out pretty much the same day next day. Doesn't moan unlike me.
Did he give you fish?
Yes, he did actually. Yeah. And I got biscuits as well. Biscuits. Yeah. We've got a referral to Scotty Toohotty. I'll email you about that.
Thank you.
And I have a one-to-one with the owner, wonderful one-to-one. Thanks for that. Thank you for the mince pies. And there's also a testimonial as well.
Pies?
That's a bit of a shame when you care.
I think Aidan better check the plumbing in his house because I'm not sure he's very happy with it. There's sabotage going on there. Not particularly exciting because I've been away for the last week. Sarah, great Ed slot. Not going to think about my weak links and spanners. Yeah, great 10 minutes, made a really good summary of different areas of the business that you do. And yeah, Terry, any opportunities to film your ongoing court case? Sounds pretty interesting. We could do something.
Great to meet you, Dave, and thank you for coming over recently and helping me out with my small piece. And as I showed you, there's a lot of other things that needs to go better at my house. So at some point, I'll be ringing you for that. I had a social with Leanne. So have a lovely week. See you next week.
Great, it's a lot, Sarah. Actually, my dissertation at university was on the role of social networks and figures.
I read it. That's where I got the answer.
Oh, okay. I'm very happy to send anyone a copy of it if they want to. I did get 90%. Great, so where's Mercury? Was it Freddie Mercury?
No. To us, it's for Colin Gary with 90. I don't know where he got it from. So.
Really interested. Always good to know what we do. Any time I have any needs, I'll be in touch. A nice one-to-one with Jane last week after the meeting. Dropped to the station. It was like seeing my old aunt on the station.
She's not here to hear that.
I'm sure I said that to her last week. I'm too on the train, made sure it was alright, waved her off. And a referral for John Hammond is the schools. I'll give you the details. I'll chase Bridget out and get to it. There's also access gates and all sorts.
Do they supply tea?
Oh, mate, yeah, the first thing they do when you walk in.
It's only polite, isn't it?
Yeah, it's only polite.
Great 10 minutes. We've done work together, obviously, at JMH. It's been great. And I'll need you to put a second charger in for me at some point. Great Ed slot. Great meeting. Oh, and one-to-one with Mike, but he forgot to put
Very enjoyable meeting, thank you very much. It's a good one-to-one. It's been fascinating working with you just recently to do all those calcs and planning for that. As I say, really looking forward to that. What have we got? That's the referral for base work. John very kindly came out. We had a bit of a one-to-one last week, but he also serviced my electrical cable we're doing it. It was a nice walk up tea outside and all that. So thank you, John, for doing that. Yes. A scouting secret centre we drew. Luckily, I drew the other guy who does airsoft, so you've already supplied him with the kits. A quick, easy airsoft secret centre.
Firstly, Sarah, thank you for introducing us to this term spanner. It'll be in great use as we go to approach Christmas. Genuinely, a thank you to Paul for their more of that. I thoroughly regret not having.
Me too, man.
My only excuse was I was having a completion that was going wrong, but nobody wants to hear that, do they? But yes, so a referral for Paul on the boiler, and with thanks for your attention, very prompt attention to it. And Howard, you've just done an investment thing for me. Thank you very much indeed. Yeah.
Thank you for saying music as well. Yeah. It's the holiday bin van. Sounds wrong with you.
Sarah, that was great. I love the slide diagram. That's my preferred method of approaching every task, so I'll definitely be doing that. And Dom had an electrician who he always wanted to use, but since we got you around last time, you're now a preferred electrician, which is no mean feat. Dom's quite stuck in his ways. I just know I said that. I've got a referral to Scott. I'd like to do that AI thing that you mentioned last week. So, I know, I'm not going to use it to write though, to make sure you recognise me. And I hope I get 8 in Secret Santa now, because I'm going to buy my mark and some tea bags.
You might be a big group.
Maybe a tea mate.
When someone comes to fix your boiler, the best thing to say when the camera is up, put the kettle on.
Excellent. That's what Catherine said to me afterwards. I was nodding all the way through it. So there you go. No, really good subject. Fantastic 10 minutes, Dave. Done some bits and pieces for me. And Blake's just prompted me to look at my usage, and some days it's up to 85 kilowatt hours because we use a lot of electricity during the day for my mother-in-law's equipment. So I've got a referral for you. Talk about batteries. So things work.
Nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, well done, Sarah. Really good head start and thought provoking. Thank you very much for taking the time to do that. Appreciate it. Well done, Dave. Excellent presentation. I like seeing nice visual stuff that it's quite. Yeah. I like seeing things coming where they've blown up things very much. Is there a referral for Sally? It's already done in hand. Thank you very much, Sally, for continuing to help. And there's one for you for 2 hours I'd like to spoke about.
Oh yeah, perfect.
Yeah, brilliant 10 minutes. I've got a referral for you to look at an EV charge for our office. Pretty easy. But we want to be able to recharge customers if they want to use it.
Okay, yeah.
So it makes it a bit more awkward.
Yeah.
I've got a practical running for Blake. For that W. I've got I've written one out for Dave Moore because he's never put it through. So thank you for the money for the carpets and the whole signature. I'll be going for Paul Boo for me to talk to you about what we're going to do about landlords, accounts and things like that.
Yeah.
And I want to stop. And I've just looked at my energy usage as well. And he's right, on certain days when you're driving the car, it's quite hot. Even though in copy 63.
Yeah, thanks for the insight, Sarah. You've been helping me put together all my information and database. So thank you for that. Great checking it. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great. Thank you very much. That's it. That's the only I have a thank you for the money from Terry. Okay. And I've got a referral for Paul for Laura. No good one. Because it's for a boiler and armour service, but Paul is really very good. I'll point that right. Thank you for your 10 minutes. And in January, I would really like to talk to you about battery storage because I have my candle burners on a lot, the thermometers, and also have to keep my studio at a low temperature during the day. So I know that that needs to be quite a lot of electricity. So thank you very much for being.
Yeah, great meeting with Emma. Brilliant head start, well done. Yeah, really great, and you can see how many people have sent you referrals today, so you can really see how, you know, giving that extra information really does help people to know what they can do. I've got a referral to Mike for videos. I think he's coming in a week's time to film me and Shannon for our website, so hopefully we'll be all right there. But yeah, great meeting, and I think it's going to be Shannon next week. So yeah, see you all soon.
Got a thank you to Clara, which turned out to be a really good referral, everyone, so it's brilliant, thank you. And one to Scott followed me. Refresh your website.
Thank you very much. Whilst you're there, Dave, the man with the fan.
Who is it from? It is from Terry. Dave.
Right. Well, thanks very much, Dave, for your 10 minutes, for doing the running, and for doing the report. Excellent. Right. Let me stand up and address you all for the final time today. The sun isn't shining, but it's not raining. We're going out into the world for another week. Before we go, I wish you all well, and before I send you on your way, ask for anybody here to make any announcements.
I've just got a favourite. My daughter's having a bit of a career crisis, and she is desperately looking for contacts who either work in NHS recruitment or charities. So if anyone's got any contacts in those sectors, that would be really helpful and would really help her out. She's having a bit of a meltdown. Thank you. That's your
But
it may have gone round on the plethora of WhatsApp messages, and I may have missed it, but I presume we are doing Secret Santa, and if so, what is the price limit?
100 quid.
So Secret Santa is it's not a name. You're not going to draw another person specifically. It's an open gift. £10, £15. Just, you know, so something of a good bottle onwards, something that isn't technically from your business would be the best. So, isn't. So yeah, we don't need.
I need some more paper.
Sure, please take
a suggestion for Secret Santa, no wine.
Yeah.
Oh. So come
Ben will be up for
do
that.
something different.
Yeah.
Thing. Don't do
Yeah.
wine.
Yeah, and so we're buying.
I like wine too.
We're buying a unisex gift that is, you know, sort of appropriate. And not no one. So the last meeting is the 18th.
Yeah.
So bring the random gift to that meeting without a name label on it. If you put something on the gift table, you get something on the gift table. If you tell them about a gift, you won't be drawing one.
And for jumpers and rompers.
Yeah. Romper suits, yeah. Turn up then and we'll
If he turns up
Right.
today like that, I hate to think what's going to be like.
Don't forget, it's Friday It's a brightening prospect. Right. Scott.
I've put something around on WhatsApp during the week as a fundraiser. My kids have got to raise £3,800 each to the Scout Jamboree. So I'm going to sell days of the year for £2 a go, or for £5 you can get 3, for £10 you can get 6. If you're interested in buying your birthday and your wife's birthday and your kids' birthdays or whatever, and then the winner, once we've sold the whole year, will get £100. The rest will go off to the charity, which is their fundraising. So if you're interested in that, come see me afterwards. But you don't.
You're not selling diaries, though.
Not selling diaries, just days.
All right. Anybody else? No.
I'll get you for a day.
Okay. Thank you all for attending. What was a great meeting. Let's have a good turnout for next week, and then the following week, of course, it's as we've just been describing. See you all next week.